Hello. I'm going to start with a history timeline of lean, and then I'm going to go into the connection of lean and Six Sigma. Finally, I'm going to end with the concepts of lean and what an organization could do to implement lean into different organizational projects. So, lean thinking started back, it kind of dates back to the 1500s in the Venetian arsenal when Henry Ford started an assembly line to manufacture boats, and this was an example of flow production. Flow production is one example of lean thinking. In 1908, the Model T car was introduced by Henry Ford, and this was an innovative way to streamline car production in the factory. Again, this is an innovative way. Um, it was something that was never before seen or heard of, and it was a way for them to bring in this creative process to streamline car productions in the factory. Moving on, in 1913, Henry Ford was able to use an assembly line, which made the reproduction of cars more efficient and increased his productivity. In 1926, Ford was able to coin the term mass production. So that's when more parts were. Oh, I'm getting ahead of myself. Okay. So this is when the cars with multiple different parts were able to be put together. In the 1930s, Deming, Dr. Deming, came onto the scene and created a program for continuous improvement. And so, what I just shared was kind of like the history of lean thinking when it first was implemented. And so now we're moving towards Dr. Deming and when he came in to play and what his contribution was to this movement. And so Dr. Deming came onto the scene. He created a program for continuous improvement. He came up with a concept called PDCA, or Plan, Do, Check, Act, and that was implemented between the 1930s and the 1950s. Deming was able to teach these continuous improvement techniques to Japanese businesses. And also, Deming is believed to have contributed to Japan's innovative technology and really efficient way of being with his continuous improvement plans and his innovative ideas. If we were to fast forward to the 1990s, a person named Womack wrote a book about lean entitled The Machine That Changed the World. And in this book, there was an explanation that explained the fulfillment, product design, supplier management, customer service, global management systems that were led from some of Japan's finest companies. And the data from the book, how it correlates, the data from the book revealed that um, it gave a more of an insight just into how competitive Japanese car companies were when you compared the data to companies based in the United States, and it really showed how implementing these different lean um, practices into organization can like skyrocket and increase productivity. Although the concept of lean was derived from a car company, it's been proven to work in different scenarios for corporations, businesses alike. Lean has been used to improve services from very important perspective of customers, um, and it lowers the cost to I guess increase efficiency. Lean is used to streamline work processes as well as work structures. Um, so yeah, a really important note that I want to make for this timeline, as I stated before, that lean started in the car corporation, in the car business, but much of the processes and skills are transferable into into businesses and organizations, and it also has proven data that it works. And so when I say lean, I'm referring to any method, any measure, any tool that helps in the identification and elimination of waste. We're talking about working So the thing that comes to my head is working smarter, not harder. The term Six Sigma refers to tools and techniques that are used to improve the manufacturing processes. And so together, Lean Six Sigma is an improvement process. It's a methodology that's designed to remove waste and inefficiency, as I stated before. It's designed to eliminate problems and to improve or enhance work conditions for employees to ultimately provide an improved and more efficient response to the needs of customers. Lean is very customer driven to me. In the research that I've done, it feels like starting at the end, seeing what the customers' needs are, what the customers' perspectives are, and working from that point up backwards to see productivity. Um, Together, it combines the tools, methods, and principles into one methodology that is meant to improve your organization's operations overall. Okay, so if I were to implement lean into an organization, there are several different concepts that I would want to follow. And the first is being, avoid overproduction. Some businesses feel like when you're doing more, then you're being productive. But overproduction is when you do more work than necessary. That's just expended energy, is wasted time, and time is money. Um, the next one is transportation. Um, there has to be a way to streamline the information or materials that are moving through like unnecessary people, unnecessary mediums, unnecessary bridges. Like there has to be a way to be more efficient to get information from point A to point Z without stopping in between. And so looking at transportation and how information is being dispersed to people, to clients, like that is something that would have to be looked at. Um, Another really important concept of lean is to look at defects. Work that is not done correctly, work that is full of mistakes, or that doesn't speak to the quality of the organization. It needs to, first of all, be analyzed to see what can be done so that your organization is putting out the most efficient, highest quality work that's possible. And lastly, some another lean concept that needs to be addressed or assessed in creating an organization that follows the concepts of lean is waiting. Um, there should not be a huge gap in time, too much idle time in between tasks that need to be done or need to be completed, or a customer receiving information. And so it would be really important to look at the wait time in between different processes to see how we could go in there and clean that up to be efficient. So thank you for your time, and I hope you enjoyed.